Okay. I didn't see the little sign up and back.
Turn it on here. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, we haven't, that just started us, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting in the Hancock County Board of Commissioners to order. Today is October the 20th, and the time is 8:02. This meeting's being recorded and streamed for public viewing. By participating, you acknowledge that your image, voice, and comments may be captured and made publicly available. This meeting's been properly noticed in accordance with Indiana Code 514.1.5. Let the record show that a quorum of commissioners is present. The commissioners are open for business. We will now proceed with our agenda. At this time, I'd like to invite all in attendance to stand up and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And then I can get a motion to approve our minutes.
So moved?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve our minutes for the 9/22/2025 special meeting, the 9/25/25 meeting, the 10/7/25 meeting, the 10/13/25 executive meeting, and the 10/7/2025 regular meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. First item up on our agenda is Gary Poole with a highway update.
Good morning. We have finished our yearly NDOT audit last month, so I sent an email to Mary and Deborah this morning. We're going to be receiving back $187,000 of money they owe us for different projects. So that will be coming in, and it'll go into a variety of places. A lot of it will be going into bridge, some will be going into RDC. So that money will be coming back to us probably within 3 or 4 weeks. So I've given Mary and Deborah a heads up, so they'll be able to see that, so that money doesn't surprise them, because it won't look like my other grants. So HCSS, they're here. We're squaring away the rest of the paperwork to get a vehicle picked up. I'll let her cover that on her own if you have any questions about that. And at some point, we're going to have to discuss extending the contract in the next year. Greenfield, Miriam was able to run down. Greenfield has put money into there. It is kind of a pain for them, but they're getting it figured out, so I appreciate that. It's just a lot more paperwork for them, so I am appreciative of that. I do understand how much paperwork intensive that is, but you guys are helping people get places that don't have money to get places. We appreciate that. So that is underway. We're currently assisting McCordsville with a Category 4 grant. That's a little bit out of the ordinary. Obviously, the grants they've been doing with the match of the RDC, they've been getting like 50% or 40%, and I'm trying to get them up. I was hoping they'd be like 80%, so we get a little more bang for our buck there from the RDC. So we'll be assisting Mr. Witzman on that in the near future. That is a little bit of a political lift as well. I'll let you know if I need any help with that at some point. It's a little bit atypical. Noblesville has kind of pulled it off in a couple instances, but McCordsville doesn't quite have the clout as Noblesville, so we'll have to get beyond that when we get through it. We'll be submitting for a couple CCMG grants in the coming months and a couple of roundabout grants in various parts throughout the county. We'll see. We have curtailed it a little bit. We're trying to roll out of the capital program a little bit because I know that the commissioners were working with the council on some different capital moves. So we're getting a little bit lighter this year on that. It's still $15 million of grants, but we're trying to back out of it a little bit to give you guys some rooms to maneuver in there. And that, Ann covered most of the stuff last week, so it's already been covered, most of the stuff like that. We'll have some items for signature on the next one those grants come up. We have submitted the purchase through Gov Deals, so it's already procured government-wise for the paver for next year, because we at least need to make sure that we can pave the school new driveway. The letting for the school and the two roundabouts will be, the school section of 300 North between 6 and 7 West and a bridge will be coming out this December. So those will be our big projects coming up this December. Everything is on track and on time. Those are the ones I've been talking about where the construction estimates because those were before COVID time when we applied for those. So obviously they've been crushed by inflation in that period of time. So they're about $5 million, between all three of them, they're about $5 million in the red. We've got money to cover it. and everything like that, but I'd rather the state cover that part on their grant. So we're still working on that with Kathy to get that taken care of. So if you see Kathy McCallum, thank her. Or if you see Lindsay Quest from NDOT, thank her. Or if you see Mr. Kreider, thank him for assisting Hancock County in delivering these projects. Barring that, there's a series of NDOT projects on US 40. I just encourage you to stay clear of them. They're not going to be politically popular, but the science is pretty sound on them. But they won't be popular, so just stay clear of them as best you can. It's NDOT's road. Let NDOT do their thing. That's all I have for this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any update on 600 West? I know
Imminent.
they are very, very close.
It
I
is
was
imminent.
looking at-
We've got a couple strike. We had one right turn lane that's kind of confusing because the school wants to use one of the exits that's exit only, so we're modifying that a little bit. They're mostly just getting signs put up, straw put down on the sides, just getting all the side work done while there's no traffic there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's open. It's due to be open in December. That was the contractual date for it to be open. It's going to be open a lot sooner than that. It's pretty imminent. Just need a couple things to go our way. No rain. We've had good weather this year. It's imminent. So the correct answer is it'll be open December. The probably real world answer, it might be open this month, possibly. So we'll see.
We've got a lot of excited people over there ready to start to roll southbound on that road.
I know a lot of people are. And I've also had my first complaints like, can we just keep it one way north? Because it's been so nice getting out. But I'm like, no, it's going to go back the way it was. So Mr. Hartley and them are working on, we've got the coyotes ordered for the roundabout there and a couple extra rocks to put out there. We've got a nice big rock and a couple other little rocks. We'll get that landscaped. At some point, we have to talk about the landscaping and who's going to maintain all of it. We're trying to do as low maintenance as possible, but each one of these we're adding it's just all going on the highway right now. But eventually, I mean, we're not a city department, so we don't have quite as many people to do that. We're okay for now.
We're working on additional personnel, so.
So, yeah, I know you are. I'm just keep working. Everything's okay. The sky is not falling, but we do need to start thinking about it. So.
And you'll be able to make our exec meeting after this today. We need you
Yes.
for infrastructure insight.
Yes. Also, there's change orders that we've already talked about. There's $40,000 of change orders on the prosecutor and old jail. So it's a small part of a large project. It's getting near the end. We will need to approach council to get an additional appropriation made from probably food and beverage to cover those 40,000 and changes. They haven't. I'm hoping it's within the owner's contingency, which it probably is. But they're all on vacation, so no one's gave me the straight answer on that. So they know they owe me that answer. But if there's not anything left in the owner's contingency, we're gonna have to go petition. I've looked. There's money, but we'll have to make a petition to advertise it, and then allocate it and spend it on the next one. So if you could just go ahead and put me on the next council meeting to ask for that advertisement.
Here, I think that they have now passed their timeline to appropriate more monies till the end of the year. I don't know, I can't recall how much they appropriated. I think it was a couple $100,000, and I can't remember how much was going out. So.
We'll have to ask.
Yeah.
It's a small amount on a $3 million project, but I'm hoping there's enough left in owner's contingency because we haven't spent that much in it. But it's mainly to remove wires and fix the drainage issue that Mr. Corey has identified. Amplify's on track, by the way.
And they are here to speak to us.
So they
today
can
as
speak to
well.
that on their own. I won't cover it twice. So I think Corey and Amplify are doing a good job. Those projects will get done, and we'll get moved on.
I drove out there Friday. It looks great.
And Mr. Parker and Ivy Tech said they've got plenty of students signed up, so I think that place is going to be full. And I think the youth of this county and and adults that want to change their careers will have a great place. They won't have to drive over to Plainfield or up to the north side to get their education, to retool themselves to make good money and contribute. So,
No doubt.
okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Corey Taylor?
You might have to help Corey a little bit if you're not able to get a hire with snow plowing. I've already talked to our guys about that. It'll probably be Stevie, just so you know.
Well, let's not talk about snow right now. I think I've seen estimates from 0 to 500 inches, which is usually the way it is every year. Nobody really knows.
We will always win. Spring will come back.
Well, you need to look at the woolly worms, and that'll tell you. The woolly worms will tell you.
That's right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All I've got for you is a contract that was sent over from Meyer Najum. This was the project to reface the cabinets in this building.
Okay.
They just need this signed to execute.
Okay.
It was sent for review. I don't know if Scott had time.
I think we'll have to I think we can approve it pending his legal approval. Somebody would like to make
I
a
make a
motion.
motion to sign the payment authorization for Meyer Nugem, and that's for work in the basement and reface the cabinets. It is for $41,729.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agreement for commercial improvements with Meyer Najum for cabinet refacing in the annex as presented in an amount not to exceed $41,729 pending county legal review. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. So as soon as Scott looks at it, we'll sign it and
Great. I appreciate it.
go on down the road with it.
All right, thank you. That's all I've got.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up is Gail Conley. Come on up.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Gail Conley, and I am the newly appointed interim chief at probation. And with me, I brought our assistant chief, Nick Lehman, and supervisor of the juvenile division, Jody Cork. We're here to, you should have before you a contract for reserve courtesy hold at Madison County Youth Center, which are detention beds for juvenile delinquents. I also sent a copy to Mr. Binky several weeks ago to review to make sure the contract was solid and an okay contract to sign.
Did you hear anything back from him?
Never, no, we didn't.
Sarah, can you send an email to, or just a text to Scott as well to see what his status is this morning? Okay.
So we have looked over the contract, and we've had prior contracts with other juvenile delinquent detention centers, maybe more than 3 years ago, but it's very consistent. The language is the same. It looks very familiar. It looks good to us, but we're not attorneys.
You guys good with it?
Is this
With
the,
Scott's approval.
yeah, I don't think we can do anything without his
Pending legal review.
approval. Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the contract with, sorry about that,
Looks like the Madison County Youth
Madison
Center.
County Youth Center. Annual total contract is $237,500, and that will be done in installments, 4 quarterly installments of $59,312.50, pending legal review.
Okay. I also just want you to know that all the 3 judges are aware of this contract and asked us to continue pursuing
Okay.
that, so if that helps.
And this is just a continuation of what we normally have done.
It is not. So we've not had a contract with any facility for over 3 years. It has been a revolving nightmare, and I think there's been some community safety issues, safety for juveniles. What has been happening in the last maybe 3 to 4 years, when a juvenile is arrested for a felony offense, a lot of them are offenses with weapons, firearms, high criminal, felony drug charges, child molestation. Those are detainable offenses. They call our on-call officer, who then has to call throughout the state of Indiana to find a facility that will take our juvenile. There have been times that we've had, not so long ago, an armed robbery where we could not, an officer worked 5 hours to find a facility, could not find a facility, and that child was released back to their family. Serious safety issues for the juvenile family and our community. So this was an effort made by our supervisor, Jody Court, and the assistant chief, Nick Lehman. They've done all the work. I'm just here presenting.
Does it come out of the probation's budget then?
It does, and I
Great.
want you to know that we're budgeted for $295,000
Okay.
next year. This
That's-
is a significant.
That's really what I wanted to
Great.
kind of dig into
Great.
there.
You think that you'll have those 4 beds full quite a bit?
Well, we've done some numbers, crunch numbers. The trajectory is possibly, right now, we're a little over 3 beds a month. It's hard to predict what the crime with juveniles, but we think 4 beds. We think that we shouldn't go above that. We might. Just this last week, a juvenile was asked to leave Madison County because I don't know if it was a child assaulted a correctional officer and had to be moved. So then we have to pay the per diem at the other facility. So it's fluid, but we think we can keep it there. And so it'll save taxpayers money, and we're all the better.
So what I've got is this, a motion and a second to approve this reserve bed courtesy hold contract. Any other discussion on it? It's been moved and seconded that we approve the reserve bed courtesy hold contract between the Madison County Youth Center and Hancock County Probation Department in an amount not to exceed $237,500 annually, and to be billed for out of the Probation Department's annual budget. Pending, and then also pending legal review by our county legal counsel. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank
So
you.
as soon as we hear from Scott, we'll take action on signing that document.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We had one other issue or a request. We recently had an issue with our credit card. Our officers have to be certified and trained each year. They were at an annual conference in French Lick, and our credit card was denied because the cost of that lodging for the officers exceeded our amount. We're asking if we can increase that amount. Right now, it's $2,500. It seems reasonable to me to increase it to $4,000 to cover we use a credit card for training and for lodging when we train our officers, and we have close to, I think, 18 officers right now.
I would have you contact the auditor first. I don't know what all of have you
I
contacted?
did, and they told me I needed to
Deborah.
come to you.
So you're just looking then for us to give an approval to an
Increase.
increase, and you think 4,000 is,
Well, 5 would
Adequate.
keep us from coming back to you in the next couple of years, but 4 would probably work.
I don't have a problem with
5,000?
Cost is going up on everything, so, yeah.
So a motion for 5,000.
Make a motion to increase the credit card limit for the probation department to $4,000.
5,000.
$5,000, okay. $5,000 as requested.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the increase of the credit limit for the probation department to $5,000. Usage, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Do you need the budget line for detention?
Yeah, would you
I have it, I brought it with me. Tell me when you're ready.
go ahead?
It's 1001.31702.000.0068.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too.
That's going to save a lot of time and heartache.
It will. Lance Snedeker and spared us with an Amplify Hancock update. Good morning.
I think I heard you say by the site here recently.
Seen a lot less
Just last
purple
week.
out there.
It's looking good, isn't it?
It is. A Friday, I drove by.
What I think is probably the most important thing is that we are on budget. If I need to step up to the mic, I'm happy to do that. We are on budget. Our GMP has grown. We have had 3 change orders. Those change orders are mostly the result of the storm outfall and making those changes in temporary dewatering. So there's one final billing coming for temporary dewatering, but the good news is, I'll get to that here in the site work. I'll get to the good news here. We are billed to about 70%, and again, we are on budget, so good news there. We are also on schedule. We're continuing to look to start classes in August of next year. As a reminder, we did start construction right at 1 year ago today.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
that's when we
gone quick.
started moving dirt in October of last year, so. And occupancy, we're still on track for occupancy in mid-June. So the tenants, the end users will begin to move in June and then begin classes in August. Going to the good news is, and I'd like to credit Gary Poole and Commissioner Spalding for helping get this across the finish line, but the storm outfall, all that additional work to drain the site is complete, and temporary dewatering is no longer necessary. So we're not paying for that anymore as of the end of September. The right-of-way work, that would be 300 north and 200 west, both all that additional work with the passing blisters and the acceleration, deceleration lanes is complete. The only thing I think that's really outstanding there right now is striping, which we're in the process of getting taken care of. The pond has been stabilized and seeded, so that's great. And then asphalt operations have begun. I'll show you some photos. Right now they've kind of paused, I believe, because of temperatures. But as temperatures improve here in the next week or two, they're set to continue a little bit with more asphalt before winter. As far as the building goes, we've got all the exterior walls are done. The roofing installation is nearly complete. There's one small section that they still have yet to tackle. All the interior concrete is complete. Our interior walls are all in place. Drywall, almost all the drywall's hung. There's a few areas that still lack it, but finishing is underway, and painting has also begun in a major way. Masonry outside just wrapped up. I'll show you a photo of that. And our curtain wall framing is installed along the commons area on the south side. And our chillers and boilers, our big mechanicals, are installed as well. All good news. Here's a photo of the masonry along the south exposure. You can see on the left there where it's dark, that's wet. They were in the process of washing it the day that we visited. You can also see concrete, wet concrete, in the foreground there. So side work going on. Here's a picture. You can see the curtain walls. So although the window and curtain wall framing you can see is in place, no glass yet, but the framing is in place. An aerial view, looking good. The backside you can see, if you can follow my cursor here, you can see the chillers are in place back here, so that's great. And you can see the multiple air handler units for the HVAC system on the roof and installed. All this area of stone that you're seeing here is intended to be asphalt going into the winter. This is just a photo of one of the lab spaces where the training is going to be taking place. You can see in the foreground here that the painting operations is going on. So you can see that that's a different color. This is unpainted, this is painted. So, and they got the plastic to protect the floor. This is actually Hancock Health's classroom. So this is an instructional room for Hancock Health. This is a picture of the conference room. There's actually two side by side, and what we're seeing right here above us is a wall that can be removed, or to separate the two conference rooms can be removed, and then we can open that space up into one big conference area. So that just kind of gives you a visual of the state of the drywall finishing, the mechanicals overhead. And this is a view of the common area, the large gathering space. And obviously they're painting overhead here. You can see the curtain wall off to the right, where this will all end up being glass work, letting in all the light. A view from the southeast corner. And this is showing, they do have some additional asphalt since I took this photo, but you can see that the east lot is all under asphalt right now. And one final image. And I'll stop right there if anybody has any questions.
Looks good.
Are we what you would call officially closed in right now? Everything's under?
We are not officially closed in. We still have one section of roof. Kind of hard to see in this image. There's one section right at the elevator shaft that has yet to be completed on the roof. And then all of our windows are in, but the glass is not necessarily in. So we are temporarily enclosed. I would say we're temporarily enclosed with exception of that section of roof. Okay.
Fantastic.
Good.
Questions? Great.
Keep moving on.
Yeah.
We sure will. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lance. Mary Gibble and Randy Sorrell.
He's right outside the door.
I can hear him.
Good morning.
But a lot of plate spinning this morning.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Gibble with the Community Foundation of Hancock County. For the record.
Randy Sorrell, Executive Director, Hancock Economic Development Council. Good morning.
Well, thank you for having us. We sent a lot of information in advance that you haven't attached with your agenda. We thought it might be convenient for you and maybe a little handy if we kind of did highlights with a PowerPoint. So if that's all right with you guys, we'll go ahead and walk through that. Now, can you guys see the PowerPoint?
We see quality of place plan
Perfect.
right below
Okay,
us, so we're good.
great. All right.
Face out in front of us.
Awesome. I just wanted to walk through the process with you of the development of the quality of place plan. Some background that you received in the email that you got is that the quality of place plan is a chapter, if you will, of the economic development strategy. That was approved as one of the 3 components of the future Hancock comprehensive plan: the thoroughfare plan, the land use plan, and the economic development strategy. Within the context of the economic development strategy, theme 5 is quality of place, and the Community Foundation is called out as a leader in that effort and kicking that off. And the reason for that is in partnership with economic development and through the research and work that was conducted by Mike Higbee as he wrote the economic development strategy, obviously in partnership with Randy and the community. It was recognized that the Community Foundation has been working with multiple municipalities and the county for a very long time. We kicked off what we called Celebrating Communities in 2012. Back in those days, we hired Ball State University. We did a comprehensive review and study of the county, and in that county, or in that study, we recognized and asked for the kinds of things that made each community authentic, what the gaps and opportunities were. And for the next 3 years, the Community Foundation made grants to those municipalities. It was really the first time around that time frame that the foundation had enough grant-making assets to grant beyond nonprofit organizations. And so it was a great way for us to start working on quality of place before placemaking and quality of place, quote, unquote, was such a hot topic that it becomes part of our everyday language. So we didn't even realize we were necessarily working on quality of place. It was really primacy of place, which is what Ball State University dubbed the work that they did with our community, which is kind of neat. That said, since 2012, the Community Foundation has convened and worked with municipalities and county representatives, typically in the form of urban planners and town managers, since that time. It was probably 2016, 2017, the Community Foundation turned 25 years old. And so we had checked off all the boxes and really made grants to everything that Ball State and our communities and our community residents had identified as opportunities to make them even more vibrant than what they already were. So we said we're going to make one $25,000 grant. It's a competitive opportunity. And I'll never forget sitting in that conference room, and before we left, the municipalities said, we're not going to compete for that, we're going to work together. And they decided to apply from the Community Foundation for a $25,000 grant to hire BF&S Engineering for a trails plan. And that is how the trails plan work began. A lot of fundraising had to happen because $25,000 didn't cut it for a countywide trails plan. And when that trails plan was approved by the county commissioners at that time, the Community Foundation committed to convening and continuing to work with our municipalities for implementation around policies, promotion. It really is more than laying pavement. There's a lot of support around that were called out in BF&S's partner, Health by Design. I give you that history to explain why the Community Foundation. Why am I in front of you here today? Why is HEDC partnering with the Community Foundation for this element of work that's part of their economic development strategy? So I hope that helps provide a little bit of context. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
Just that one of the things when I took the position, historically, economic development has been bring capital investment, bring jobs. You know, I was on the board for 20 years before I took the position, so I know what the scope of work was for the Economic Development Council. But it's clearly something that we've seen that there's been a pivot over the last few years, and I know, Bill, you quoted it many times, the work that Mike Hicks has done is that jobs follow the people instead of the people following the jobs. And it's become more and more important that a driver of economic development is the quality of the community that you're doing that work in. And so it's not just trying to attract capital investment and jobs, it's now having a place where companies want to locate, good schools, amenities, things like that. It makes sense. There's a reason I live in Hancock County. I'm a transplant from another county. But it's also bigger than our organization had the capacity to do. You know, we've hired a community development person in the course of this administrating our new comprehensive plan. But quality of place and, quite frankly, the access to assets to fund quality of place is something the community foundations do. And so offloaded that to you because you had the capacity to do that. So.
Awesome, thank you. All righty, with that, I'm going to pull this here and see if I can not mess it up in the process.
Before you move on, I was going to say I can attribute that quote to David Terrell instead of Michael Hicks. I mean, I like Michael Hicks at certain times, but Mr. Terrell was the one that said, jobs follow people. People don't follow jobs.
Let me weigh in on that a second.
Ball Stater as well.
I have known David Terrell since the 80s. Ironically, he's originally from Fortville, but we were neighbors in Irvington in the late 80s. And so we developed friendship back then when he was with the Commerce State Department of Commerce, he and Tom Miller both, but the 1988 election, and they both were out. But when I took over in January of 2019, third week on the job, I had a meeting with David, had him come to my office and said, because you've done this, how do I do this? I need your help. And so he started talking about that, the whole community development course that they had put together, invited me to the first one they did up in Lafayette in 2019. So yeah, those lines get blurry for me, but the fact is that David and Mike Hicks work together on things. And so that little circle is my circle of influence, so.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy. All right, I won't spend a lot of time on this, but it does kind of highlight what is a very large document that I know that you've had an opportunity to see. But wanted to share with you that the foundation is not necessarily an expert in creating a framework like what you have before you in a quality of place plan. So we hired HWC Engineering. Erica Boswell with HEDC, Allen now, was a member of that hiring team. And the foundation and HEDC, for around close to $70,000, engaged HWC Engineering after interviewing 3 different teams to share with them what we wanted to create, which they all shared was quite a unique product and one that they hadn't worked on previously. Together, we learned. When we hired HWC Engineering, they're very astute, as you know, with other work that you've done with them, in using a planning process that's very transparent and that includes public input. And so we really walk through all the processes that one would walk through if coming to you to ask for it to be formally adopted. It doesn't necessarily, it has to be formally adopted. I think Randy and I both agree now that we really feel like more than anything, it just needs your acknowledgement, so it has some teeth to it. But we went about that process so that you can feel comfortable that the community has provided input to this. So the planning process really occurred over a 10-month period that culminated in a presentation in January. I think you all know quality of place and what that term means, but it is the elements that make your community a distinct, vibrant place to live, work, and play. This plan does not focus so much on things that we know are very important in regards to affordable and attainable housing, the provision of childcare, but more on the amenities and what we create in the way of vibrancy as described here. They did an assessment of our assets because we already have a great community. We live in a vibrant county. And so these are typically the quality of place assets, and they identified those and gave us a big list of what those were. They include arts and entertainment, cultural resources, downtown amenities, community character, anchor institutions, recreation amenities, tourism assets, events, and programs. Those all feed in. And you all know that we're doing a lot of that already, and it's pretty great. We did have a steering committee. That steering committee was made up of tourism, Main Streets, the chamber, the community foundation had a couple Thrive committee. That's our group that really works on what we call Embrace Our Place strategy, economic development. Let's see, I'm probably forgetting something. Oh, our towns, our town planners, our county planner, and our town managers where there isn't a planner on staff. So we had a total of 20 people involved in that. And then we did community engagement with focus groups, community workshops, community open houses, and online surveys. The foundation was so adamant with HWC Engineering that it was important that we went out to the community rather than expect the community come to us, that we had 4 different of these community workshops, New Pal, McCordsville, the Thrive Center, and out at Eastern Hancock schools. I would say to you, these numbers aren't overwhelming in the number of people who showed up, but it wasn't for the lack of advertising, and it was probably for the lack of people being mad about anything, honestly, which is usually what brings people out to opportunities of this nature. This is a warm and fuzzy topic, and it's a fun topic. But the survey got a tremendous response, and as a result of that, we heard from over 380 people. So the overarching vision, what we heard a lot is how important health is to our community, health and wellness. And so we also, but though there was a name that was floating around about healthy living, but there was a concern that, we didn't necessarily want people to think of the hospital the first time, the immediate response. And so there was some alignment with what we heard back from feedback from our community. And we ended up kind of dubbing this overarching vision with a title called Homegrown Healthy Living in Hancock County. That includes indoor and outdoor recreation, community gatherings and events, arts and culture entertainment, access to healthy food and diverse restaurants, healthy healthcare facilities and services, schools and educational programming, and captivating places to live. And that's what you see called out throughout the Quality of Place plan. So what we learned from HWC Engineering is that there has got to be some foundational tools in place for us to really launch and do really well, and that's collaboration, communication, having capacity and funding, and continuing to keep people engaged in the process. And so this foundational tool of collaboration, you see kind of just some pictorial representations of that. This is the steering committee meeting at the Thrive Center, which we built the Thrive Center for this very kind of work. The plan called out a peer community, Oldham County, and it was so interesting because when we started this process, our group was really having a hard time identifying a peer community. It was like, well, what does that even mean, and what is that supposed to look like? And names like Fishers and Carmel come up, of course, when you start thinking about cool amenities and so forth. And I encouraged, as did HWC Engineering, for us to think outside the box. And so we went through several of these sessions when finally HWC Engineering said to me in our one-on-one call, we're really concerned, we haven't called out a peer community yet, and this is a deliverable. This is something we say we will do in our deliverables to you as part of our services. And I said, well, can you possibly find a community that is the healthiest, wealthiest, near a suburban or a metropolitan area, but still rural in nature? And with that, they went back to work and they identified Oldham County, Kentucky. And we recently had the tourism director from Oldham County come in for one of our Civic Circle sessions. And I am telling you, people fell in love with her. There's nothing better than someone delivering their delivery with an accent, number one, but also she was hilarious and wonderful. And just as a side note, I had a staff member who took off for a long weekend, and she said, we're going to Oldham County, and I'm having coffee with Kim, because Kim sold Oldham County so beautifully. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if someone wanted to come to Hancock County for coffee because Hancock County was out there selling itself so beautifully that people want to come vacation here. I was just really struck by that. Capacity. So this is an area that I think has been called out to us, an area of concern from the standpoint of what does capacity mean in relation to funding? Does that mean the municipalities or government funding is a requirement for us to grow the capacity of organizations that are key to creating a quality of place? And the answer is no. What this framework does do is provide us a tool to be ready for funding when that funding comes down the pike. I think of Stellar when I think of funding of this nature. There was a plan, and we wouldn't have won Stellar or that Stellar designation and the millions of dollars that followed it if we didn't have a plan in place. I'm going to put Miriam on the spot since she's sitting out here, but she recently referenced this plan in a $400,000 grant. When you are applying for grants, they want to see that you have a plan. And so I think it's exciting that we have this opportunity. It cannot be ignored that we have a one-person tourism. We have a one-person chamber for the most part. We have one Main Street that is staffed. And that was noticed as we went through this, in that we need to be cognizant, not you necessarily, but all of us as a community need to be cognizant that we have some capacity issues for being the fastest growing, second fastest growing this year. County in the state, we're somewhat limited on the capacity that we have to really continue this work. It's not that we can't do it, but we need to recognize it. And that's where I think some of the concern has come in, is like, wait a minute, you're saying we have to write checks. And that is not what we're saying at all. Engagement, the Community Foundation lives in this space. And that is really and that's so necessary to continue on. We're the provider of what's called Hello Hancock, which is a website that connects our citizens, our residents, to volunteer opportunities, because part of quality of life is really having citizens who are interested in giving back. And we, as I mentioned earlier, created the Thrive Center. We moved from where we were at the old Pasco Funeral Home, which I loved and never thought we would leave, to where we are today, really to create the Thrive Center, which is vibrant and really fires people up when they start brainstorming and dreaming about what we could be. The other is these foundational tools, which are quality of place strategies, and they have encouraged us to think about district development, enhancing recreation, attracting unique destinations, and fostering connectivity. And frankly, you're already doing a lot of that work. We have some boxes we can happily check off that's in the to-do list because of the work with the county parks plan and other things that are already happening. So this is really just continuing to do what we're doing, encouraging district development. And these are some visuals, because when you think about what does that mean, it's really, it includes some of the work that's happening along Mount Comfort Corridor right now, where there's really thoughtful dialogue about what those roundabouts are going to look like. Not just willy-nilly, but really intentional planning around that. So we are telling a story in the process. That's just one example. Enhancing recreation. County parks is a great example of that, but our municipalities are also working all the time to enhance their areas. The Community Foundation has, we grant over $50,000 a year just for one Ignite grant, but we also have an annual grant cycle, and we're constantly funding murals and activities on the trails and lots of things that really create a sense of community. We can dream big. Something that people talked about a lot was an agri-park. I know that that's probably something that you guys have talked about. It's a big dream, maybe 20 years out. Oh, which leads me to make sure I share, this is a long-range plan. This isn't happening overnight. This is really meant to be a 10 to maybe 20-year plan.
Come back to that one just a second.
Yep.
So it's just been 2 weeks ago that Mike Higbee and I went down to Georgia to a place called Serenbe, which is an agri-park lifestyle area. It's about 18 miles from the Atlanta airport, and they do a rural placemaking conference once a year, and he and I went, and the consulting that group does is very enlightening, and Steve Nygren, who's founded Serenbe, is certainly a pioneer in this, and I'm hoping that over the next few years that we can get groups from Hancock County and leadership going to see and hear the stories. We're committed to putting some dollars towards that because sometimes you just got to see it to understand it. It was incredible. I'd been there for lunch one time before, but spending 3 days there and hearing their stories and how that all works, because not everyone can just you can't take Serenbe and bring it and throw it down in the middle of Hancock County, but some of the concepts and things they're doing in the rural areas that are still pretty virgin territory, there are some concepts and things like that we can bring here, and we see how to do that. Sorry, just.
No, thank you. Okay, just some nice visuals. Really fostering connectivity is another big story we have, and gosh, we are making so much progress on that over the last few years. It's been wonderful, and I really do congratulate leadership of the county and of our municipalities for continuing to really be thoughtful about connectivity through trails and enhancing those trails with art and activities throughout, and we'll continue to do that because we're a long way from being done. And then really, I'll just bring this home with why we're here. And that's really asking for support of the plan from officials. You have in your packet letters of support from Cumberland, Fortville, Greenfield, McCordsville, New Palestine, and Shirley, all who were involved in the conversations that we had. And we would be so very grateful if the county commissioners would consider an endorsement of the plan as well. We know that we won't all be here. In fact, I'm on the short list of, I'll be retiring soon, but so important that plans last beyond those of us whose terms come and go because our community and our county does not. And therefore, we think that you guys have such an important role in ensuring that this is a really viable plan that's recognized as we move forward as a community.
That survives these two personalities. I echo her sentiments.
So we included a letter. We took it upon ourselves to provide some language which you may or may not choose to use. We're just trying to make everybody's life a little easier. I lifted, if you will, some of this language directly from the plan. I didn't make it up. And it starts with Hancock County and its distinct communities are, as evidenced by letters of plan support, share a commitment to health and wellness for all. Building on existing assets, because we're already pretty great, that's not there, but we know this. Hancock County promotes outstanding quality of place through a focus on healthy living, physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, and environmentally. We recognize the Quality of Place Plan as a guiding document to be referenced for elements contributing to Hancock County's unique and vibrant character. This guiding document is intended for use by public, private, and nonprofit entities and is a product of the ongoing collaboration between the Community Foundation of Hancock County and Hancock Economic Development Council. Developed with community input, the plan reflects diverse perspectives gathered during the engagement process. Through its foundational tools and strategic recommendations, the plan serves as a playbook for enhancing quality of place across the county. It identifies future projects and events, capacity gaps, and proposed implementation timelines, positioning our towns, the city, and the county for grant funding opportunities as they present themselves.
So I believe in our response to that, we can't use that as a guiding document.
Okay.
But I don't believe there's an issue probably with us acknowledging it and supporting it
Okay.
as what it really offers for us. It's in conjunction with our county comprehensive plan that we did in 2023. You know, a thumbs up.
And that's what we're really looking for, because we want to start implementing this. And if we do, we don't want someone coming here and saying they've gone rogue.
Right,
You know, and so, no, we've seen this, we know what this is, and we, like I said, I'm not stuck on any particular verbiage. I just
Right.
want to be recognition that this is acceptable. You'd like to see this happen.
So I think we've got a remedy for that in the way of a proclamation to make.
That's
So we, the commissioners, have looked over this proclamation. We'd like to read it. Proclamation of the Hancock County Board of Commissioners acknowledging and thanking the Community Foundation of Hancock County and the Hancock Economic Development Council and others for their work on a quality of place report. Whereas, in accordance with Indiana Code 36-7-4-5, a comprehensive plan for Hancock County, Indiana was approved by the Hancock County, Indiana Board of Commissioners on January 3rd of 2023. And whereas the comprehensive plan included a directive to further study and determine quality of place initiatives that could be implemented in Hancock County as a part of the county's economic development strategy, and whereas two nonprofit organizations are located in Hancock County, the Community Foundation of Hancock County, known as the CFHC, and the Hancock Economic Development Council, known as the HEDC, jointly work to assemble people with diverse perspectives, including members of the public, elected officials, stakeholders, and consultants, to hold open meetings in order to vet quality of place ideas and make strategic recommendations of selected initiatives, which they did through a 97-page report, which I think was alluded to here, quality of place plan for Hancock County. The report identifies ways to promote quality of place through a focus on healthy living, physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, and environmentally. And the commissioners find that the quality of place plan for Hancock County will be a valuable resource to the commissioners as they carry out their legislative duties to further incorporate the quality of place initiatives into future legislation and/or for future amendments to the comprehensive plan. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Hancock County, Indiana Board of Commissioners, the commissioners express their gratitude and appreciation and thank both the CFHC, led by President and CEO Mary Gibble, and the HEDC, led by Executive Director Randy Sorrell, and all members of their staff, elected officials, stakeholders, consultants, and members of the public who volunteer their time, effort, money to develop the quality of place plan for Hancock County, which will serve as a valuable resource in preparing further local legislation for Hancock County. The CFHC and HEDC are applauded for their ongoing work and dedication to furthering the progress of Hancock County and their efforts to make Hancock County a quality place to live, work, and play. This proclamation is hereby approved and adopted on this 20th day, October 2025. The only downside I have in this is I don't have the fancy paper to print this on yet.
I can make that
both.
happen.
Give you
Email that
both.
sucker to me and we'll get her done.
To give you both, but I will just let you take.
First of all, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And I'll give that to Mary, knowing full well that fancy document with signature will be forthcoming.
It will be.
But really, we appreciate your work.
Thank you.
We really do. And this is such an addition to, what we've got going, and we appreciate the partnership with Foundation and HEDC to help make some of this happen. And we do acknowledge there are some areas in there that are really tough. Staffing right now, staffing's not only challenging for some of the organizations you had mentioned, but also for us in this light of SCA1 and other things that are going to happen, locally. But we're doing our best. I can guarantee you, at least while I'm here, and I think the other two commissioners here, that document's not going to be a document that is just a paperweight. I mean, it's going to add additionally to our county comprehensive plan as a continued great thing to grow. Randy, you had mentioned jobs follow people. Well, I think people follow quality of place and quality of life, and that's what we're, hoping to add here. I never thought that our county would be in the position to grow like it is. It is, so we're going to do our best to try to accommodate that and make it a great place for people to come instead of just any kind of willy-nilly things happening here. We want a plan, and you're so right, Mary, about the plan being in place. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten a call, hey, this grant's coming up, are you ready? Well, if you're not ready, you're behind. So that'll make a tremendous addition to what we have.
Really
So
do
thank you very much. We appreciate your effort.
On your behalf was the ag segment. I love that. You want to what?
I want to take you to Serenby next year.
Oh,
I won't be here as long either, but I would like over the next 3 years. Because they limit this conference to 20. I won't take any more of your time, but I really appreciate that. We know what we have, and we know what the growth looks like. We also know what preservation. Thanks so much. I really
Thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate it. Dick Simon, come on up.
Sorry, thank you.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
how are you?
Doing fine. I left my PowerPoint in my other suit, so I don't have anything real fancy to go by here. I guess I'm just here to request a gas card, something pretty simple. And then also some clarification on other ways that I will spend money to maintain these vehicles that we're getting.
Okay.
And I believe you've got your packet, get some signatures on purchasing the equipment.
Dick, have you talked to Deb Carnes, the auditor, about a gas card?
No.
Has he?
Mention you have to
Just a
approve it
motion to
first.
approve it? Okay.
Okay.
So can we motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve a gas credit card for Dick Simon and his department.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We approve a gas card for Dick Simon for weights and measures as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Well, thank you. I have just some questions on maintaining the vehicle. I don't know if it's brought up to now, but if I have a flat tire, if it breaks down, if who do I call? Do I just leave that up to myself, go by what the sheriff has done? Who would I talk to about?
I think the sheriff
In the
has a
event there's an
really
issue.
good system in place for maintenance of his fleet, so
So basically, whatever the sheriff does, I can follow suit. And,
that would work
Yes.
for me, absolutely.
okay. But that covers everything that I've got here. You know, thanks to the sheriff. I mean, it's a very nice vehicle. It has been stripped. I would like to have it detailed. I mean, not detailed, but cleaned out really well. Just take it over to Dave's Car Wash and let them clean it out. I think I've got some lines on my on my paperwork that can cover it. You know, equipment maintenance and to get it paid for. I think I'm already covered on that part of it. So, you know, that being said, I
You can
guess
do
that's
that
all
as
we
you
really
see
needed to
fit.
take care of, I think.
Just the contract for the order form.
I'm sorry?
They just need to sign the contract for the order form.
Okay, for the order form. What's your order form?
Your approver, your.
Oh, the
staff-
prover. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Did you guys want to sign that? Do you want to approve? or-
I make a motion that we approve the purchase of the approver, 5-gallon approver specification. Well, I don't even go into that, but it is in the, for weights and measurements, in the amount of $44,219 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the purchase agreement with Seraphin for the SS slip-on testing unit, 240-gallon device in an amount not to exceed $44,219. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And what do we want to do about that? What's this? Is just, he's already got the truck?
So, the
That's the
sheriff
title
already had
transfer.
a license plate that was municipal that he just put on it. I just need to switch the VIN numbers. So
Okay.
that's all that is just a signature. That license.
Make a
plate.
motion that we approve the signature of our president to switch the vehicle license plate.
Yeah.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We approve the president to sign the change of VIN form as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
I think you're taken care of.
Well, except for what didn't get mentioned, and I don't have a purchase order for it. You know, I've gotten the estimate on the price of the trailer that'll be used to haul this equipment with. And you've seen that information. It's, you know, $5,800 basically for the trailer. I have not gotten paperwork on it. I have not ordered it. So I guess I need some approval or whatever to, you've seen that, you know,
Motion to do that already.
Do you remember what amount was given, and maybe Sarah too, and I didn't write it down the day I was up in the office with you both, but that the council had granted to Dick to purchase this? I think there was still like a shortfall that we
Right.
may need to go
and
and
it was
ask for.
$55,000.
So you got 50,
I've got enough, you know, 50,000 was needed for the trailer, and, you know, that's a round number. 50,000 was needed for the trailer and the prover. And there was an extra 5,000 for incidentals, which at this point, I mean, I've got a trailer hitch. I don't think there'll be much in the, as far as the incidentals.
but you have enough, the question is, you do
Yes,
have enough.
you've allocated enough to order
okay.
everything we need.
That's
For
what
some
we
reason, I
allocated
kept
that.
thinking we were over and didn't, but, okay.
Yeah,
So now what you're asking is for approval to go ahead and get that?
yes.
Oh, sure.
I thought we did, I thought we'd already
Yeah,
done it.
you did. I mean,
Okay,
that's,
that's,
Okay.
Move forward then.
move it,
Move
go
forward
for
and
it.
go get it.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, take that gas card out and go buy groceries and other things.
There you
with
go.
it.
That
It's
was the
okay.
intention.
You know, you,
Who's got the?
He's kidding, of course.
Luckily, the sheriff left a full tank of gas, so I don't need it right
You
now.
have to apply for one through Keystone Cooperative.
Okay, very good.
I'll get with you on that.
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dave Anderson in Senior Services.
morning. I hijacked David a little bit. I'm Suzanne Darengowski from Hancock County Senior Services, and normally when I come to you, we talk about Ride Hancock. But today, I want to talk to you a little bit about some, we provide a lot of other services to help seniors navigate the process of aging and aging in place. And one of those services is handyman services. And one of the things that has come up recently from several of our clients is that the thing that's keeping them from being independent are 2 or 3 steps from their garage into their home. And so David here has come up with a plan for us to maybe be able to provide some mini ramps. I call them mini, they're not that many, but he has a plan for that, and these two have been conspiring, so I want to let him talk to you about that.
Excuse me. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
I didn't get that out to you earlier. I apologize. We have talked with Scott in planning, and we're trying to get the city involved also in putting together some ramps, wheelchair, and also a walking ramp for people who are not wheelchair bound, but for walkers and canes, to help them get out of their home, get out to transportation, however they're going, drive themselves or whatever, get to the store, that kind of thing, help cover the problems that they're facing. And put together this plan. I've built these before, when I was out on my own construction company. I put together some of these. These are a temporary ramp. They're not a permanent ramp. They would be set up with stakes holding them in place, steel stakes, not a post concreted into the ground, that can be moved if the people move on to either retirement home or wherever. We can pick up the ramp, move it to someone else who needs it. And then the indoor ramps would be 32 inches wide that's mainly for the walking. People who are able to walk down, they'll come out into their garage to get into their car or into transportation. We have several of those people. Right now, I know of 7 that, and we haven't even started to go through the list yet, of people that could probably use it. What we would like to do, and what we're asking for your help with, and Scott's going to talk to you here in a second, we would like to get, we know that we need a permit to put these out. We understand that. We would like to have the permit at a $0 cost to the homeowner. Just an additional help to them. Some of them can't afford, it's a shame in these days and times they can't afford a $50, $75 building permit, but it's just not available. We would like to get your help, get the permits. That'll give them an inspection to show everything is safe. The ramps are designed as they should be, which we know that they will be. However, the people everyone knows that everything's put together right, done right. They're ready to go. They can use them till they don't need them anymore. Then we'll pick them up, move them on to the next person. Maintenance will be done every month by myself on every ramp that we set. They'll be checked for any weaknesses, any changes that need to be made, and be updated as we go before they're placed into the next spot. And there's a lot of people that really need them. They're waiting on them. And like I say, we'd just like to have your help with that. And Scott, you had something to add to that, I believe.
Morning.
Good morning.
So back in 2016, I think it was, we came to a similar agreement with Love Inc. and Jim Peters. I don't know if sure you're familiar with them.
for the, doing the same thing. And that program seemed to work out well. We just asked that they are temporary and not a permanent structure to the home. And it worked fine with them, so I'm in full agreement with what Mr. Anderson wants.
Did we have to amend our ordinance to, or a condition to say, we're gonna not, charge anybody for these?
We didn't amend an ordinance
Did
at
we
that
just
time.
identify people when they came in who were building a ramp specifically, and anybody who was building a ramp like this just got a free permit?
Yes.
I don't mind. Because they sure can't do it themselves. So, I mean, we've got somebody willing to do it. I mean, that's,
Somebody willing to do it and pay for it.
yeah.
Right, I guess. And senior services is going to pay for that, or the building of the ramps?
Yeah,
How's that?
so we're working through that right now. We needed to get through all of this so that we can maybe go find some grant money to help us with that.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't
he's
think-
working on a price tag for us and that sort of thing, so.
I make a
believe
motion
there's
to allow the planning department to give out free permits to the people receiving these ramps. All right?
It's been moved and seconded that the planning department be allowed to go, to forego the fee for anyone applying HCSS accessibility ramps as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
And thanks for letting us know that's
Thanks for
been done
doing that
before.
too.
Yeah.
That's an
Yes, that's-
awesome, you know, we only think about certain people with mobility issues as probably a wheelchair, but there are a lot of other things that are,
A lot of degrees before
Yes.
that.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to address, and those are the folks we serve most of the time that are ambulatory, that are mobile, and that are trying to stay independent. Close that gap a little bit.
And as long as we can keep them at home, that's good. They can save a lot of money, so,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
thank you. Ernie Harris.
We don't have it open.
Good morning.
Yes, you can turn it in with it.
Okay.
I think you have before you a quote from River Systems. You got it? Okay, good. This is a continuation from last year, the project that we were putting in place to put video equipment in all the conference rooms. That's for the commissioners' conference room, planning, and surveyor, and our conference room downstairs. So, actually, we had allocated $34,000 last year, and I got a new quote here, and it's 29 something. So it's a little bit cheaper, but I don't know if we still have the funds.
We have it allocated? Are the
We had it
funds-
allocated, but I think it got spent, didn't it? It got spent. So
So
I
do
don't
we
know
have
what you want
something?
to do with that.
It's not, it's just a quote. It doesn't
Oh.
have a signature page, so it's not.
No, there's nothing to
Okay,
sign on
all
yet, so.
Do we just send it forward to the council with a favorable recommendation?
Second.
That was a question.
Oh, I thought you made a motion.
I mean, I don't doubt that we still want to do it.
Right. I
Where
just
the-
don't know where we're going to get it
Where
from.
the funds are going to come
Exactly.
from is
That's the question.
the question. How soon do we need to move on this quote? If we
This is a new company I haven't dealt with. This is something that the state of Indiana uses, River Systems, and this is the first time I've dealt with them. So I don't know how good it's going to, how long it's going to last.
And the same group that did
Same-
this did?
No, it's a different group.
It's a different group, but the same group that did all this did not want to be involved in?
That's the one came at 34,000.
Okay.
So, but, and they're pretty busy. That group that did this project, it was going to be a lot further out.
Okay.
So,
I'm just thinking for continuity and
sticking with the same company.
things similar,
We could do that.
probably to do with the same group.
We can do that. But we still need the funding, so.
So let's do this. Here, wait till our next commissioner meeting. We'll get you back on that agenda so we can kind of figure out,
Okay.
hey, where to come up with that funding. If it is a need that we need to go to the council and ask for an additional, we will.
Okay.
And if we've got it within our funds, we'll figure out where it is and
Okay.
happen.
Sounds good to me.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Bernie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have for me there, since I'm here, you want to talk about, so.
Not, I don't have anything.
I will say this, so one of the things that we're starting to recognize that as we have videos posting for people to watch on our live stream is again, just ease of accessibility, one-stop button pushing to go from the website to watching a meeting people want to watch.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's an icon that can do that. And for me, sometimes it's confusing because when you get to the YouTube page, you've got a list of,
Right.
and it's how can we take that, or how can somebody in IT take that to make sure it's just a lot more, simple. That's really what the spirit of the law was about, is making that simpler for
Acceptable,
folks to
accessible.
access public meetings.
Can you put a button on the front?
Well, since it is hosted by YouTube, that puts the complication into it, because to use YouTube, it's, you have to go through their process. Now, if we had it hosted on our page somehow, we could actually create a button and they just push the button and go to them, so.
Go right to the video.
Right, so.
At opening up the county to liability when directly from our page?
Other than that, as long as we can stay within the 90 days timeframe, we could, it's a storage limitations, how much you can store out there, so. We could actually do that, but I'd have to get some additional help to get that done. It can be done. It's just a matter of how much do we want to spend on that, so.
Well, the council advertised, right? They told you you had the ability to go get more employees.
Right, that position has been posted, so as soon as that gets done.
Great.
We're gonna see if we can get
Okay.
what that person be in charge of that. That's what they'll
Okay.
be doing, so.
Good. Have you, how long will you run that posting then? 30 days?
At least, probably till it gets some hits on it, at least 30 days. It
Okay.
hopefully won't take much longer than that.
Okay.
But,
Well, if we can just work on finding out a solution to that, whether it's finding that one button that we can go to through YouTube,
Right.
if we have to jump through some of their hoops, so be it, or if we take it on ourselves.
Right, okay.
But it's just trying to make it easier for the general public.
You want one button to go to the live stream or to the actual,
Even to the actual meeting, whether it's a live stream or not, just being able to click on a button instead of having to figure out which meeting it.
well, see, the problem, we have, what, a dozen meetings. They'd have to know which meeting they're wanting to go to. And there'll be a list somewhere they'll have to go to.
List of
Yeah.
like weekly
Right.
time schedule and then a button.
Right.
They can just go on and click.
At least two buttons. It's got to be two buttons because.
Gotta be two
yeah,
buttons.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay.
But yeah, it's kind of for me in a
Okay.
sense, because I want to be able to go to the one, just one button, get there in one hit and have it happen. I know that sometimes that's probably not possible. We've got to get there, as close as we
Close as
can.
we
Again,
can.
the spirit of the law was
We'll
to
work
make
on
it
it. We're gonna work
easily accessible for the public to get into.
Okay.
Times I need to go back to even remind myself of what I said during
Right. Understood.
the thing. So, yeah, if you can work on that, that'd be
Okay.
great.
All right.
Then we'll come up with a funding source in 2 weeks to figure out.
Good deal. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Tim Rutherford, yep, John will not be on his,
Okay,
he got his radio issue resolved.
good.
Okay.
Just
Good,
fine,
how
yeah.
are you? Thanks, Tim. I wish it was.
It just went from one extreme kind of to the other, though. It's like, okay, it's warm and then it's cold.
So what you have before you is our funding recommendations from our board of directors for the local drug-free community fund. The money's already been allocated, but we just completed our process. And the board approved these on Friday for presentation here. So that this will be the 2026 dollars given out from the local drug-free community fund with your approval. That's the first page.
So your board is all in accordance with that, you're in accordance with that,
Yes.
and then we just need to approve your grant recommendations for 2026.
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion.
Sure, I
to
make a
do-
motion that we approve the 2026 Local Drug-Free Community Fund grant recommendations. Amounts of $34,359.85. 22,000 would be the amount granted. 56,493.50. Amount granted of 22,000, and the amount requested of $28,020, and the amount granted was $21,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the 2026 Local Drug-Free Community Fund Grant recommendations as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And then the last 2 pages are just a couple of updates. I haven't been in for a while. I know I've talked to some of you individually here and there, but just wanted to show you the charts that you have there are our Indiana Youth Survey results. The 2025 number, we had about 3,300 of our youth who participated in that. So it's a good number. I did every 3 years and showed 8th, 10th, and 12th grade just so you can see how we're trending in a positive direction. 2013 was done before our underage drinking task force was started with the partnership between the schools and law enforcement and us, probation and the prosecutor's office and the judges. And you can see where we're at in 2025 with our underage drinking, 30-day alcohol use, and binge drinking. They're at all-time lows with, if you compare it to other communities, you're not going to find one with those numbers. So, and then the backside shows our 30-day marijuana use and the 30-day vaping use for 8th, 10th, and 12th grades over that time period. So we have some very good numbers. I think it's the work of not just our coalition, but all of our partners and the way everybody works together in our community to really stave off some of these issues among our teens. And we're really proud of the numbers that we're seeing. Marijuana worries me a little bit with it being legal now all the way around us, with the exception of Kentucky, it's medical. Ohio is the one that really worries me because it's only 40 minutes from our community, so.
Really are impressive numbers, too.
And believe me, I was in Ohio here a while back, and I mean, I'm sitting there smelling, they're just out in public. I mean, not even trying to hide it, so.
Right, yeah, it's the communities or the states that have made it state legal. It's permeating the communities. Well, if you go to Indianapolis, because it's not being dealt with there on the smaller form, it's obviously dealings being dealt with in the larger charges, but just the general possession is not being by their, they have other issues that they focus on there, I guess is the best way to say that. And then the last page is just this is our fundraiser this weekend. If you want to bring your families out, we're going to have a miniature golf course at the fairgrounds. We'll be there from 10 to 8 on Saturday. Be a fun time for all. We pivoted to this and have had some positive feedback, so I think it'll be a fun time if you want to bring your families out.
Tim, that's the best golf outing news I've heard all week. Instead of 18 full holes, it's just putt-putt holes. So I think I can do that.
And it's temperature controlled and weather controlled because we'll be inside.
You need to bring your own clubs.
No, we'll have a putter, and if you want to bring your own putter, you can. So, but that's all I have today, unless you guys have questions.
Thank you very much.
Keep
All
up
right.
the good work.
Yes,
thank you.
You're
Thank
doing
you.
great work.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Prosecutor and staff, come on up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you today?
How can you help us today?
Yes.
Can we help you?
Got some extra money?
Looking for furniture.
I think the furniture, we're okay to order. I'm just waiting for Envoy and the DLZ to kind of weigh in on making sure that it's right, the right sized for the right location. So that's all I'm waiting for.
We're just waiting on them to, because we did have the people come in and measure and everything,
Right.
so.
Right. So I have not heard anything back from the Envoy folks. But I think we, at our side meeting too, and I don't have my notebook with us, but we've got it we've got the amounts covered. It's just I guess I would ask is the furniture that you guys have ordered, is that what the prosecutor's office is going to land on, stand on, and that's what you want?
We have every reason to believe that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did walkthroughs, we've looked at the space. Shelley's been very diligent at pulling my ear to make sure I looked at the space. And so, yeah, I mean, the answer is yes.
Okay. Then we'll do our best to make sure that order gets done as soon as possible and you guys get
Are you
that.
guys gonna do it, or
Let
we
me,
waiting for Envoy?
let me just wait for Envoy to weigh back in.
Okay.
Just knowing full well, though, that it's covered. It's just yeah, you're right, who is going to make the call to say, yeah, go ahead with that. But yeah, it's covered.
Cool.
Okay.
I had a question. I know, Jeannie, you were at the council meeting back on, I think it was the 7th, maybe?
Budget meeting?
Yeah. I mean, at that time, there was, and it passed out of there, if I recall, about looking for some consultant services for the Justice System and Prosecutor's Office, and I was a bit surprised I didn't see it on the agenda for today. I'd expected to see that. Does anyone have an update or know what the status of that was?
I don't. Did you request it to be on that?
At the time of the meeting, as it was agreed to put it on for today.
That's just oversight on
Okay.
our part. Want to hear that the first meeting.
I'm good with the next meeting.
We apologize.
What were so there's some additional consulting
did.
service need for your office?
Yeah, this was discussed at the budget meeting. I'm sure Commissioner Gray can fill you in after, after the meeting as to what the tenor and tone and merit of those conversations were. I don't want to take up too much time this morning, but it was discussed in a pretty lengthy manner at that time. I mean, and after talking to, if anyone has further questions, comments, or concerns, reach out. I'll be happy to share with them.
Okay.
I just don't want to take up a bunch of time on it today.
Okay.
And I guess lastly, do we have any idea about phase 2 and when we may know more about a beginning date or when?
That's a Corey question. I can link you into Corey. I don't personally.
Okay.
But that would be a Corey Taylor question since he's kind of been over there involved in that.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
As soon as we can get it, to start it, it's not soon enough for me, but, we're going to do whatever we can to get on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rhonda Cook and Legis Group. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here this morning with a contract from Legis Group Public Affairs. The previous contract expires October 31st, so in just a couple of weeks. And the new contract is for the same amount that was proposed last year of $2,800 a month. And this contract is written to begin November 1st, 2025 and run through October 31st, 2026. So total rate for 12 months is $33,600.
33,000 what?
$600. I believe the previous contract, we started kind of mid-year, so it was a 10-month contract. This one is for a full year.
I think that was for 30,000, wasn't it?
It was for 10 times 2,800. Yeah, it was for $28,000. Yeah, same monthly amount.
Oh, okay.
This is a full year.
Because
you got 2 more months.
Well, I would make a motion that we approve the professional services agreement between Hancock County Commissioners and the Legis Group in the amount not to exceed $33,600. That would take place November 1st, 2025, and would terminate on October 31st, 2026.
Second.
I don't know if you need a motion in there or not. There is a clause about expenses that that is, you didn't have any expenses last year, but there is a clause about.
I remember that.
Yeah.
The same clause. That was last year's as well.
So do we need to include that in the?
I would amend my motion to include that we have acknowledged the fees and expenses in accordance with the agreement. The county will pay LGPA a monthly fee of $2,800 for 12 months beginning November 1st. And then should the commissioners require executive branch lobbying services, a portion of the total fee paid to LBGA will be to executive branch lobby services for reporting purposes in the amount of $1,200 per year.
Right, but hang on a minute. There's a line in the contract about $3,000, up to $3,000 for expenses. So,
For executive,
right, but that's only if you would incur expenses. The $1,200, I know this is kind of confusing, but we apportion, if indeed you need executive branch lobbying services, we take $1,200 and apportion that money out of the $33,600, and we claim that as executive branch lobbying services. I don't foresee that you're needing legislative branch services right now, but if that would ever happen, we put that in there as a fallback. The $3,000 is an amount that we just write into all the contracts in case we would need it for parking or attendance at something, but all of that has your approval. We ask you before we incur that. So I think the number you're actually going for is the $3,000 of expenses.
Exactly right.
Okay, sorry.
Next paragraph.
Okay, next paragraph.
Expenses incurred by LPGA for legislative entertainment, dinners, lunches, meetings, mileage, travel, and miscellaneous out-of-pocket expenses related to commissioners shall be reimbursed by the county. However, expenses are not to exceed $3,000 over the course of the agreement, which would be 1 year.
Second.
so I'll make it simple, since you've added that in there.
Sorry for that.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the professional services agreement between Hancock County, Indiana and Legis Group Public Affairs as presented. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And I do believe, and I think you too would also echo this statement, how valuable it's been just to have people that are down there, boots on the ground, doing things that we would have never accomplished just by saying, and I love my local legislators, Senator Kreider and
Ethan.
Representative Lawson, but it's folks like you who know people, have connections, know how to make that work, go to committee meetings, do the things that we all can't do, and it's definitely paid us big dividends.
It has, and I don't think we would have made it through the Senate Enrolled Act 1 without you guys. It was
Yeah, so
mind-boggling.
that is one that will be kind of trying to change and shape. We know there's already some issues with it in regard to our library legislation. So that will be one issue that we'll definitely be working on. There's another provision about council special meetings that I would like to see some cleanup done there about advertising, which affects our county. Really because we have a newspaper that publishes only twice a week. So it's really hard for the council to have a special meeting if they ever want to, because they have to actually publish in the newspaper instead of just giving the 48-hour notice. And then there's some other legislation I'd like to talk to you about that we'll be watching and maybe trying to do some cleanup. So, sure. Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. HR update with Kelly Ellert.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Today I just have a status update on a couple things. Samaritan Fund, just waiting for the final contract to come back from them electronically for signature. Hancock Health, where again, Scott had some clarifying language that I sent back on Thursday, so waiting there. Open enrollment communications will begin this week. Again, open enrollment education days will be November 3rd, and then open enrollment starts November 4th, going through November 17th. So that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Any word on the Samaritan Fund for?
I'm waiting for the signatures, and then we'll do an implementation and send it out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to approve claims and payroll.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve claims and payroll as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Auditor business.
You wanted me to remind you of the township RFP?
So we have received the township RFP 2 meetings back, and just asking now which of these groups, whether it be Baker Tilly or I'm trying to think of the
Look, he's going to
Not
have
one
to
that
log
we
in just
normally
to
get it
figure
from.
this out.
Kurt. It's the Kurt Coonrod and his group would be.
I think we come to Baker Tilly, didn't we?
I make a motion that we work with Baker Tilly.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we choose Baker Tilly as our consulting group for the RFP for township fire and EMS services and how it impacts the county. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Okay.
I have some more. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
More in the
Oh.
others business. So in the very back of your packet, there is the invoice for these chairs. You accepted the invoice for us to pay, but it was out of a line to be determined.
Did we determine that line?
No, we have not determined that line yet.
So we just need to, are we going to go ahead and just sign off on the document?
There's nothing really to sign. I just need to know what line to pay it from, if you want to think on it, and I can move it to the second meeting, or the
Move
first
it,
meeting.
if
in
you want to
November.
move it to the, move it to the next meeting. We did
Okay.
not.
We could take it out of the sheriff's.
You'll never miss it.
And then I have, so there is a shortfall in the attorney services line. Mary has written up a budget transfer, so we can transfer some from utilities. We just need to know what amount. Scott Binky, the reason this came up is because Scott Binky's invoices for condemnations came through totaling $5,010. So we have to move at least that amount, but
What
What are the options? I mean, the dollar amounts that we can move.
we have up to 45% of our utilities. And we only have less.
Not sure if we need to move that.
Yeah, we wouldn't
much
need
right
to
away.
move that, but she said if you could move more than 5,000 is what she was suggesting.
50,000. I mean, we can always
Let me give you
Don't
this
use
budget
it
transfer and you guys
later.
can sign it.
Make a motion that,
You already can't get out.
I make a motion that we approve the transfer of $50,000 from utilities to attorney's fees.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We approve the transfer from the utility budget line to the attorney services line in the amount of $50,000. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I have one more thing. Deborah left me with a lot.
So
So-
she can't leave anymore.
I know, that's why I said, can you move all this to November? She's like, no, you. So on the 2026 holiday calendar, there's only one thing that I look as a discrepancy. So your March 17th Board of Commissioners meeting will interfere with Purdue Road School next year. So would you like to move it to that Monday, the 16th? Or would you like to keep it on?
Move it on the Monday. Yeah, do it on the Monday.
And then if anything else sticks out to you, oh, one more thing, the Riley days. So since we're gonna have 2 election days off next year, probably only gonna do you want only 1 Riley days off? Not Thursday and Friday of next year, or do you just?
Actually, we typically give that Friday off, don't we?
Give the Friday.
Do you want to give the Thursday, since we have 2 election days?
Hard to get around down here.
I'm okay to give off the extra Thursday if you want, because it's just a challenge for the regular civilian employees to come in here and get to work.
Okay, all right, so I'll change March 17th to the 16th. Okay. Did you want to make a motion on that? Of the 2026 calendar for?
Oh, sure. I move that we approve the 2026 holiday and meeting schedule with the changes Sarah?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We adopt the 2026 holiday calendar with the changes recommended and changed by Sarah. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
And I've got Fleet Services, Professional Services Agreement here. We good with it?
We are, and what is going to happen, we can approve it with it not to come out of our contractual until 2026.
Okay. I motion that we approve the Professional Services Agreement with Snyder. Geospatial?
Geospatial.
Spatial. Okay. And to the first year, January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 will be $33,550, and year 2 will be from January 1st, 2027 to December 31st, 2027 for $16,020 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the Schneider Geospatial Professional Services Agreement for fleet management with Hancock County. Year 1, an amount not to exceed $33,550, and year 2, an amount not to exceed $16,020 to be paid for out of the Commissioner's contractual line in 2026. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Make a motion to release the bond for Prairie Point Enterprises LLC in the amount of $8,485.96. It's for asphalt surface, the boulders at Sugar Creek, sections 1 and 2.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we release the maintenance bond for Prairie Point Enterprises LLC in an amount of $8,485.96. The bond number is 052381 for the boulders at Sugar Creek, sections 1 and 2, asphalt surface. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Make a motion to release the maintenance bonds for Prairie Point Enterprises LLC. Bond number be 052382 in the amount of $31,201.04 as it's for Sugar Creek's boulders at Sugar Creek, section 2, lime stabilization, underdrain, curbs, asphalt base, and binder.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the maintenance bond release for Prairie Point Enterprises LLC in the amount of $31,201.04. The bond number is 052382 for the boulders at Sugar Creek, section 2, lime stabilization, underdrain, curbs, and asphalt base and binder. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
And I got, make a motion to approve the affidavit for construction fund reimbursement number 14. In the amount of $15,509.40 as presented.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the affidavit for construction fund disbursement, request number 14, as presented, for the amount of $15,509.40. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
And 3 bonds to release. For the, 2 for the
Okay.
highway.
But another one here?
And 1 for the surveyor, yes. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I just didn't want you to. to make sure you had it.
It's a release?
Yeah.
Okay,
All three are releases.
okay.
What about this one says deposit?
Performance bond.
Performance for the surveyor?
All of them are release.
Oh, they're all released.
Deposit, yep.
Okay, where's the other one?
This is it, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Clayton Properties?
Just waiting for signature.
Or no, that's.
No, that's the
Heron
first
Creek,
one.
Section 31.
This is Clayton Properties
This
over here.
one's
That's for the
Clayton
surveyor.
Properties. Right,
This for the surveyor.
we just did that.
Okay, there's another one. Where'd it go?
I don't know, this is the
There's a
Schneider
couple right here.
Geospatial.
That one?
Did you sign?
Yep.
There it is. That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
here's, yeah, that's for you to sign still.
Okay, give me just a second.
Amplify one to sign as well.
Don't want to get papers lost.
Yeah.
Okay, make a motion to release the maintenance bond, performance bond for Clayton Properties Group Incorporated, doing business as Arbor Homes, for $3,250 for Heron Creek, Section 31, Phase 3, Section 1, monuments.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We release the performance bond for Clayton Properties Group Incorporated, doing business as Arbor Homes, in the amount of $3,250 for Heron Creek, Section 3.1, Phase 3, Section 1 monuments. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, motion passes.
And we got the two that we're waiting for Scott to look at. So we're not signing those right now. so.
Right, right.
And that's all I got.
And then the opioid discussion is just that I forwarded you both and Deb, the lady who's doing our application.
Yep.
And if you take a look at it, tell me what you think, if we need to add anything or not, to it. Looked okay?
I thought
Yeah.
I replied, I'm sorry.
Okay, and then we'd like to maybe get it out this week so we can give a month for people to apply to it. And then Sarah, the application, the Word document that I connected with you on for the opioid, would you send that to the CASA person that came
Brian
here?
Hurley.
Mr. Hurley, and have him fill that out and send it back as soon as he can so we can look at it and decide.
Did you decide on using the template that you sent, or you want me to use the one that I kind of incorporated?
Use the one that you incorporated.
Okay.
And
Yes, I will
this
send
is
that to
just a
him.
general ask from him for grant money short of what this project money was, or they needed a certain dollar.
Where are we? Did we get everything finalized with the county farm landscape and design?
Oh, we did that.
Did we
Oh,
do that
I
last
don't,
time?
that was put out last week, but
Did we get that put out?
no?
It was
Scott
sent to you for review.
Yeah.
I don't know if Scott, I haven't heard anything from Scott. I didn't know if he wanted to review.
Yeah, we need to
final.
follow up with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got an executive session, 10 o'clock.
Perfect timing.
Timed out pretty good.
Any public comment? Today is the day.
Come on, I've been leaving you guys.
Today is the day.
First of all, with this quality of place study, I think fits in with what I've been saying in the past, that we need some kind of business, entertainment business or whatever that can draw in large crowds, because in the future, with SB1 and all that, you're going to need more funding from sales tax and food and beverage, that kind of stuff. So I think this is a good idea, what you guys are doing there. The other one is the data centers that we did not approve, which I think was a good idea. But there is a good video that's on YouTube. I got it on Watchdogs 46140. Go there and look at that, at some of the problems at the other places where they're building these things right up against residential areas. And I don't know if you know about when you use a lot of power, there is a hum that can be quite loud. And in this video, it's showing that it's rattling windows and people are having a hard time sleeping and that kind of stuff, and it's causing problems.
Is that from the power lines or what?
Well, it's from the manufacturer, well, the use of the power. The airplane that I worked on, the E4, it had a 1200 kVA system. And we used to listen to the hum in the airplane because we can't afford for the power to drop off because of the equipment in the back end of the airplane. And so we would listen to that hum, 60 cycle hum. And when it started wavering, as soon as it started wavering, we were in the cockpit starting the engines and getting it on aircraft power because we cannot afford to let the back end go down on that airplane. And it's like that. It's real loud, according to these people. You could hear it. They had recorded it. You could take a sound meter and measure it and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I think we need to watch what we do with our resources here in the county and who we let in and all that kind of stuff.
Well, right now, we do have buildings out there that we do have to fill now, but I've been asking everybody, what type of businesses do we want out there?
Yeah.
I mean, because I would rather pick what we want rather than somebody shove it down our throats.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, but, you know, I'm looking down the road because we don't know, pardon me, we don't know what SB1 is really going to do, and there's an estimate of possible loss of
billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars here coming up and all that kind of stuff. And I've been saying something about how the county's losing its footprint for funding as the annexations take place. And, you know, so I'm concerned. I would like to see the state do away with property taxes. There's 5 states right now that are getting ready to remove their property taxes. It's Texas, Wyoming, North Dakota, Florida, and Tennessee are getting ready to remove their property tax stuff on where you actually own your own home. And I'd like to see Indiana do that. But it's good. The funding's got to come from somewhere. So if you remove something, you know, it's usually consumption taxes. It's going to, you know, sales taxes rates are going to go up and that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Commissioner Gamble, how are you, sir?
Just fine, you?
Good. My name's Daryl Mitchell, and I work for Aspire Indiana Health, CEO of Progress House. We've had a contract with the county for a number of years, and I came this morning to hear what you were going to say about the RFP. You know, we've been operating managed recovery housing in the state for 64 years. And we're excited to respond to the RFP, and we're also pleased to be here as the new CMHC provider.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you. And I think we met once before.
Over the phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talked a little bit about our services, so.
Now, the only thing that I think that we ever changed, that we lowered it to 6 beds, I think, instead of the 8.
Right.
But at the same time, we redid the actual term because it was coming up in an odd spot.
Yeah.
And we just made it first year, I think it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we've had an ongoing relationship, but you know, we're interested in expanding capacity. I know that the county's interested in having, you know, homes here, and we've identified, you know, 3 homes that would be ideal. They're already zoned properly. They're in a place where remonstration wouldn't be a challenge, I don't think, and you know, so.
And we've got somebody that wants to do that too, but we're the application for the money. The church is wanting to do that. So
So as soon as we get the final review approval on that, I anticipated it's going to be out by the end of this week. I mean,
Fantastic.
we're starting to get, kind of pushed up against the holiday too. We want it all in before the deadline. So we think about a month of advertisement of that, and people will be able to come back and give us their, their best shot. And then 2 weeks after that, probably a period to review and award. And then grant writer's going to kind of take all of that information and get it
ready for the
submitted to the
state.
state of Indiana before January 12th.
Well, we've been working on it, and we prepared our portion, so we can help do the heavy lifting on the preparation of your grants, so.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say hello and let you know we're looking forward to it.
Nice to put a face with the name.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that motion.
Been moved and seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Okay.